and welcome back to Rain or Shine Farm. I'm Camille Saunders, and today I just got a box over here. In my last video I talked about the GreenStalk container I have, which is a container garden. GreenStalk is the company, and I've had it for a couple years. My mom and sister also have one, and I just got some new accessories for it basically, so I'm gonna do an unboxing today. So GreenStalk has their sale, I think still going on, through Mother's Day, which is their biggest sale of the year. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out. But I got a box of all my stuff, I believe, so I'll show you everything I got, and then I'll show you it once it's set up. So I got a lid for my container, which I guess just helps with evaporation, especially in the summertime. So you put it on the top where you put the water in. It says GreenStalk Spring, this color. They didn't have a terracotta color, which is the one that matches what my container is, but I figured green would work well. So it has a hole in it here for where you could water it, or where the watering. They have an automatic waterer setup, which I actually also got, so we'll be setting that up this spring. Right now it's still raining enough. I just have mine on my back porch, not undercover, so it gets rained on, and that's enough for right now. I've watered it a little bit if I plant seeds, but other than that, so yeah, this is a cap. I guess this is also good for bugs getting into it from the top. So that's that. Let's see, oh, they have a card in here saying, here's who packed your container. So I'm sure they're very busy right now because they're going through their annual big sale for Mother's Day. Let's see, so here I got a Bluetooth hose and timer. So I'm going to be using this to do the automatic watering for the GreenStalk. With container gardens in general of any kind, you have to water them a lot, like once a day or more, depending on your climate during the summertime or whenever your drier time is, or when it's hot. So I wanted to try out a timing system for this, and I'm probably also going to connect it to some other things, but I'll set that up in the future. We have these, which are part of the watering system that I purchased. Let's see here. Here are all the parts for the watering system. So it's basically you, let's see, you can kind of see it here. So there's a strip that goes all the way up to the top. It goes in there, which is where that hole in the lid is. And that's where the water will go in. And I think it basically clips onto each section. Yeah, so it has the top water resorb lid, which I showed you, the two black tubes, and then the timer, which is sold separately, which I also got because I wanted that for out of town. Or yeah, I'm probably gonna put this in the front of my yard because the back where it currently is south facing, which is better for winter for the low sunlight that we have here, but as we get into summer it's gonna really cook back here, so I could put it under cover back here, but I'll probably just move it in the front where my front yard is on the north side of the yard, so my porch will be shady pretty much all the time. So that's probably where it will be for the summertime. So, and that's where I have my in-ground, kind of right by our front door garden bed that has plants in ground, and I'll probably set up some soaker hoses and then have this and have them all in the same timer, so that we can have that system automated. And then for the other part of the garden, I'll probably be hand watering or doing a sprinkler for a while, and then we will work on installing either soaker hoses or drip irrigation of some kind, basically for each section of the garden we do. I'm not going to try to set it all up, just not knowing what it's going to look like in the future, but yeah. So I got 3 sets of these, which are so cutely tied with a bow, and basically these are so you'll tuck it into the pocket and it will go out. So this is what I got for my peas. Sorry, my camera's trying to be helpful here. So yeah, I'll use these for the snap peas that are already sort of climbing themselves. They need some support. So GreenStalk does have these rings that go around the whole thing so that you can have plants climb on those, but these are basically extensions. So this helps it go from the pocket to the ring, and then the ring goes all the way around. We'll see. These might be enough for me for just the peas, especially if I can. So I think I have 6 pockets around one side, so I got 6 of these, and then I got 3 more for other pockets if I want other trailing things. Yeah, I'll have to see if I want the extensions. So the extensions would be good for bigger plants. I know some people do dwarf tomatoes in the containers. You can do a lot of different plants. So you can do something that's trailing, the falling over, or something that grows up. You just don't want anything that's like super big, but I even we'll see what I end up getting this year. None of my peppers germinated. Peppers are a seed that go bad quickly, like a year or 2. So I think maybe just all my seeds are old. I tried 3 different times and I don't think I've gotten anything from different seed packets. So I haven't bought seeds recently, and I think even the ones I have saved are still probably over a year old, probably 2 years old at least. So I might be buying some peppers, and I was thinking I might tuck some peppers into the container, because peppers, they don't take up a ton of space. They like it real hot and dry, or I guess they like it hot, not necessarily dry, but and so that might be, the container might be a good place for them, and since they don't take up a ton of space, so these might help with that too. So I guess I got one more as well. What else did I get? So yeah, it says who packed mine. Very nice. Here's the Mother's Day sale flyer. So it's April 21st through May 11th. So I will be posting this next week on May 4th. So you'll still have a week to shop the Mother's Day sale if you want. And I have a code that's basically like a friend referral code, which is just like if you spend $10, you get $10 off, I get $10, I think, of store credit. So if you want, feel free to use that. If you're gonna buy something, they're great containers, highly recommend. Basically best containers, container plant situation I've ever had, and they get new sort of stuff all the time. What else did I get? Oh, these are the seed houses. So these are basically little like mini greenhouses basically, or like covers that are plastic. So it's in a nice little bag here. So I'll show you them, but I thought these would be good for either like seed germinating. So you like tuck it again onto the pocket part like this, and it will sort of cover mostly up the little seed house. So you could use these for seed germinating. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that come in a pack. Or you can use it for things that might just want more heat. So I'll probably experiment. I have probably not going to use it on the strawberries, but I have some other stuff that might benefit from a little extra warmth. But these would be good kind of earlier in your springtime. Just to keep it a little warmer and drier, I guess, if you wanted that. They'll just make a little mini greenhouse effect. And then the things I'm most excited about, honestly, are these berry cups. So this is what I saw Jess on the Roots and Refuge farm on YouTube. She has a lot of GreenStalks and does things with them, and she has her own code that she gets. So I did part of her pre-sale before the Mother's Day, but they are these tiny cups that look like strawberries. So basically you're gonna attach it to the outside of the cup, and then for when you grow strawberries, you put this with soil, and then you put the runner into this pocket to basically seed yourself some new strawberries. So you'll put the runner, tuck it down into the dirt here, and then as it starts to grow, you can cut off the connection, which is kind of like the umbilical cord to the plant, and then it will start to, if it's big enough, grow on its own, and then you could use this and give it, you know, give the plant to someone else, put it somewhere else, but you'll have other ways to, yeah, to basically like seed your own raspberries. So this is very cool. I'm very excited for this. So there are 6 of them in this container here, and I love that they look like strawberries. And they actually have the how to propagate strawberry runners instructions on the inside of the box. So basically, yeah, you fill the cup with soil, you put it on the outside of the planter pocket, you put the runner, which is just the connection part. So when you grow strawberries, they have leaves, they have flowers, and then they have these kind of like stringy parts. And basically, if they were in the ground, the strawberry would set a runner. So I'll use this sort of like stringy part, and then they try to root again to create another plant, and then they will keep doing this. So they will sort of migrate if you have them in ground. So in my old yard in Sumner, we had a whole front yard sort of food forest style with all fruit. And I had the whole ground basically seeded with strawberries. I started with 2 sets of 2 rows that were a total of 75 plants. So it was a lot of plants. I bought them bare root and they were not super expensive. And then obviously over like a couple of years, so I probably planted them in spring 2021, I think. And when we left last spring 2025, I think we got 60 pounds of strawberries that we picked, and those are the ones that made it inside. So obviously that's a lot, perhaps more than 2 people could eat, and certainly for fresh eating it is, but strawberries pretty easy to give away. I basically would just bring some wherever I went for the month and a half, basically, that the strawberries are fruiting. And then we were gone for a little, like a week, during like in early June, which is usually for us, strawberries are like May, June, timing wise, depending on slightly how warm it is. So my strawberries are setting flowers now. So probably again in about a month, which will be like towards the end of May, we'll be getting strawberries. And yes, we got a lot of plants, and I invited friends to come pick strawberries while we were out of town because once it's like a week or 2 in with that many plants, you know, I probably had, I don't know, over 150 plants by that point if I started with 75, and you know, they run themselves after, and they'll go multiple locations after a couple of years. The first plants do eventually die back. A lot of fruit plants do this. They don't necessarily, it's like the main plant doesn't stay alive for super long, even fruit trees depending on the tree, but they will often just have baby plants to continue their legacy pretty quickly. So strawberries are kind of like, I don't know, 3 to 5 year plants, and then the babies will grow and the other ones will die back eventually. But yeah, so these are the strawberry runner cups. I'm excited because I'm going to be proper eating my own strawberries. I'm probably not going to buy any more. I mean, we'll see. But I have 2 rings of them. So I think I have 12 plants, you know, at least 12 plants, but 12 like pockets in the GreenStalk right now. So, you know, I can use these for most of them, or for the peas. Sorry, I'm not going to use those for the strawberries. And I just tuck the runners into dirt when I see them. Sometimes they'll reach down to the next pocket of the GreenStalk, but this will be a really easy way to do that. And then I think that's all, although they sent me a very nice card. And actually, sounds like they sent me some seeds. So, beautiful tomato here. Tomato sticker. I'll show you what's in here. Often from seed companies, and when you get garden stuff, especially in springtime, you'll get free seeds, so that's always fun. So I got a little GreenStalk Garden nasturtium sticker. That's the plant. I got some cherry bell radish. So often the seeds that you'll get are radish, lettuce, maybe sometimes basil or some other like common popular herbs. These are all really easy seeds to start. So it's pretty easy. So this has, I don't know, maybe like 50 seeds. So you get a good 50 radishes here. And it says, sow these outside 4 to 6 weeks before your average last frost, or when the soil is between 40 to 65 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. and you can succession sow them, which means you plant some and then maybe a week or two later you plant some more. Radishes get bitter pretty quickly, or if it's hot they will go to seed, which just means that they try to set seeds instead of growing bulbs. Oh look, I got a little strawberry sticker too, probably because I ordered the strawberry things. And then they also have this, thank you for growing with us. Join our official GreenStalk Gardeners group on Facebook. You can schedule a call with our lead gardener, or you can sign up to get tips sent to your inbox. So they have lots of free resources as well. So that is it for my, my unboxing. But yeah, I'm excited to get all these installed. I'm probably gonna go put these onto the GreenStalk right now because my peas are, like I said, they're really falling over at this point. And once they get pea pods on them, they become quite heavy for the plant and they can break off. So you don't really want that to happen. You need some kind of support system for them. If you don't want to buy these and you want a support system, you can just use sticks or like a couple of sticks and they'll climb them. But I thought this would be good. So I will end this for now, and then I'll show you kind of the finished product on the GreenStalk as I enter them, or maybe I'll show you as I'm putting them in. But I'm going to untie these for now so I can use them. Okay. All right, bye for now. All right, so I have my inserts. I'm going to start putting these in for the peas. Some peas here. Shove that down in there, and they're actually connecting to the ones next to them, so I'm gonna perhaps fold them around like that so they can cling on. Peas have little tendrils that cling. They will climb, but they don't spiral. So spiraling ones need more of a trellis, or are a little bit better at climbing a single piece, whereas peas benefit from some like having a bit more of a structure here. So again, these ones are connecting to their neighbors already. So I'm gonna actually, well, we'll see. I don't want to tear them too much. I'll tuck this in here. There we go. Goes in there. Keep going. So we'll have enough for all 6 of these pockets, and you can tell I definitely have more than one plant in each pocket, but peas really, I think, benefit from growing sort of together. Sometimes they get really dried out, or they just don't really thrive when there's only one plant spread pretty far apart. My experience. I haven't grown peas, I don't think, in this container before, but they don't take up a lot of space, and I knew I planted these probably before we even had the beds out front, so so this allowed me to plant a little bit sooner, which is nice. So I tucked these under, but they'll probably grow back up because they will reach towards the sun. Maybe I'll put some of my little greenhouse pockets on the bottom. All right, so I'm gonna tuck, so this is, oh, these are sunchokes down here. So yeah, they'd benefit from a little protection. So let's see, I just clip it on the outside. It doesn't have to go in the soil. So you can kind of see right there, but let's see, can I do this one-handed? There we go. Okay, that seemed to stick. Okay, so I'll do a couple of those just to kind of see how they go. Oops. There we go. So they sort of just clip on fairly easily. I'll do one more, maybe on this one down here. Okay. And then, where else? I might do someone on these ones. I don't even remember what these are. They might be onions or garlic, maybe. Small garlic that I had left, so I'll just try it on those. Label what you plant. Do as I say, not as I do. In this situation. I have some labels, but not those. And I'm sure I just tucked them in when I harvested garlic last year. So this one you can actually tell. I'm pretty sure these are garlic with some cilantro in there. Those I'm going to leave because cilantro and garlic both like cooler weather. So they don't need a humidity dome. But these are good for when seeds germinate. Keeping seeds wet is important when they're germinating. And I don't really, so because the strawberries need to be pollinated, I don't want to cover any of those right now since they have flowers out. So I'll probably just put one of these. Maybe I'll put it down here on this little one too. All right, there we go. So our GreenStalk is now outfitted with little baby trellis connectors. So yeah, if you get the ring, I think it sits like up here and reaches out. So it would support all of these all the way around. So if you had heavy plants, that would be important. For peas, not super heavy. The heaviest part will be the seed pods. And really with those, you just want to make sure that they're not going to break off, since that's the part that is important that you want to eat. So that is the GreenStalk for now. Maybe I'll put some of my stickers on it. Can you see? Sorry. So nasturtium would actually be, that's what this is, would be a great thing to put in here, especially because I have some trailing varieties. And the cool thing about nasturtium is that every part of the plant is edible. So you can eat the leaves, you can eat the flowers, I guess you could eat the stems, although they probably don't taste like a lot, and then they have seeds as well. So yeah, there's my cute little stickers. Sorry, it's pretty overcast today, so kind of hard to see, but there's the strawberry one on my strawberry area. Chickens back there, they're hiding right now, and the peas are all outfitted. All right, I'm gonna wrap up this one, and maybe I'll show me planting those radishes in the front yard and any seeds that are popping up. But yeah, let's go ahead and plant some radishes from my new pack of seeds. And I'll probably just plant the whole pack, because 50 radishes, that's not that much, right? Let's see, where do I want to go? So it says seed spacing about 1 inch I'll probably just make a furrow, like a little trench, maybe two, to put in. So I do actually label them, and yeah, that's it.